And once again, it's time for At Home with the Crossover. And I'm your man, Big T, for those who don't know, alongside my tag team partners. We got the First Lady, the Queen, the Doctor. She's in the house, none other than TP.
Blessings, everybody. Blessings.
Then we got the man that brings the Ag swag to the show each and every week. We talking about Aggie P.
That's right. That Aggie Pride is nationwide, Big T.
All right. And then we got Radar, the man that holds things down behind the board and makes sure that the show runs smoothly. Radar is in the house.
Narrow is the way when it's time to play ball, Big T. And I'm ready. I'm ready, man. I'm excited.
Ready.
He's ready. He's excited. And then we got the other man that holds things down, but he's holding things down in the digital world. He's keeping this at home edition together. We're talking about none other than Birdman is in the house. What's up?
Yeah, been working on the album all day. It's coming soon.
Oh, get ready to drop it like it's hot. All right. Hey, I like that, Birdman.
All right. And serious too.
And together we are the Tunnel Crew, watching everything that happens inside and outside the tunnel, leading to the lines of competition in the world of sports. And we always start off with the hot topics. The hottest stories in sports might not be what everybody else is talking about, but it's the things that we want to talk about. And number one on the list this week, our man, Urban Meyer. He back in the headlines. So you might recall before he took this Jacksonville Jaguar job, he was the head coach of Ohio State. And, that job, he ended up leaving because of health issues and stuff like that. But before he left, there was some controversy there because he had one of his assistant coaches got in some legal trouble for domestic violence, domestic abuse. His wife was taking a whooping. And yeah, and she said that Urban Meyer knew about it, and that thing didn't go well. That was a black eye on him. Well, he just took the Jacksonville Jaguars job, and right away, it's getting off to a rocky start because he went out and hired on last Thursday Chris Doyle. And for those who don't know, he hired him as director of sports performance for the Jags. For those who don't know, he was a strength and conditioning coach with Iowa about a year or so ago, and he got fired from that job for allegedly making racist comments to the players and bullying. And a lot of the black players on the squad said they were held to a different standard. They had different dress code. They were treated differently based on their performance and stuff like that. He denied all charges and everything. But he got fired from Iowa, University of Iowa. And our man, Urban Meyer, takes a job in the NFL and says, hey, just win, baby, like Aggie said. He said, I don't care about your past. Urban said that he talked to him and he knows about the past. And he said that he assured him that was the past and there wouldn't be anything come up this time. So Urban said, all right, we good. No, you're not good, because the outcry was ridiculous. He caught a lot of heat for that, and less than 24 hours later, the man resigned. So I'm gonna throw it out there to the Tunnel Crew. What do you guys think about this situation? I mean, is it a stain on Urban Meyer?
Yes, it's a stain. I mean, do he just like bad boys to be in this camp? I mean, come on, man. I hate to be the first to chime in, but I mean, first of all, he should have stayed retired.
Yeah.
I mean, health issues and now he's back. And then you go come back and hire this guy. like we wasn't gonna find out about his past or anything. So yeah, that Big T, I gotta go on record and say, yeah, it's a stain. It just doesn't look good. So I mean, who's next? Jay Walker or something? I don't know.
Well, hey, and real quick, I want to throw this in there too. Let's not forget when he was at Florida, there was a lot of stories that came out about that Florida team. Even though he won a national championship there and everything, you had Aaron Hernandez. Everybody knows about his problems.
Right.
And he had issues there at Florida. And they said there were a lot of things happening on that team that kind of went under the radar, So it starts to make you wonder what is up with Urban Meyer,
And that's precisely why I said they're going to always give him a chance because, like Aggie P said, he brings in the W's. He brings in the championships. And when things go off the tracks, somebody gets sick. He always sick.
I get it. You want the organization to win, but with the checkered past that this guy has, I question the organization and their decision making.
Yeah. Well, it was pretty funny because they had a statement and came out and said the team. Let me quote here: the team failed to properly consider the impact of the hiring.
Right.
So I think now we see why the Jacksonville Jaguars are.
The Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean,
It's gonna be long.
hey,
All right, hey, let's move on to the next story here we got on the list, and that's the MEAC officially announced that it has canceled plans for spring football. Which, with that happening, that means that A&T's run in as a football part of the MEAC is officially over. After 51 years as a member of the conference, they're moving to the Big South, of course, this upcoming football season, which will be in the fall. So, and I don't think it would have worked anyway for them to play in the spring and then turn right around and try to play fall ball, also. Yeah. So it's probably a good thing for everybody involved. But, I just want to throw that out there. What does the Tunnel Crew think about the MEAC calling off the season and, hey, the end of an era for A&T football?
Yeah, I hate it at the end like this, Big T, but with the pandemic going on, and like you said, the regular season will start right back in August.
Yeah.
Just prepare for the regular season.
Yeah.
I mean, COVID is out there. It's just a little bit too dangerous. So let's just move on and get ready for the regular season.
Get ready for the regular season.
I totally agree, but I really hate it for those, especially those seniors, who waited that extra year. Mm-hmm. And I really do, because I know the ones who have really put in the work this past year. I mean, this is not like 1 or 2 months. This is like months. Yeah. But at the bottom and at the end of the day, everybody really does understand. It's just that it's just a heartbreaking thing. But if we don't do this, then you're gonna have more parents upset. It's talking about you shoulda, coulda, woulda. So this is your shoulda, coulda, woulda, and we're trying to protect your child. So I agree with BP 100%.
Yeah. Bird, what's your thoughts, man?
Bittersweet. I like the Aggies. Actually, I like the Aggies and love to see them play. I really do.
What was that? But I actually do. I really do like the Aggies.
But at the end of the day, it's like what TP said. We got to protect everybody. Everybody's got to be protected, especially during these times. And we don't know. The numbers are so up and down. So I actually commend this transition.
Why we getting on you, Birdman? Because last time you was talking so much about your schools and you was hating on the Aggies a little bit.
Now listen, we ain't got to talk about my schools.
Forward.
Okay, hey. Now let's get Mr. Stir things up, Mr. Stir the Pot up here, Ray Charles up here with the sunglasses on. Let's get the bald-headed Ray Charles. Come on, we know you got something to say.
Thank you, Big T, for giving me the floor first and foremost. You know what? I'm so happy that we have come to a conclusion of this farce of a dynasty in A&T. I'm just glad it's all coming to an end. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to be a hater. I'm just going to say my part, and I'm glad it's coming to an end. Thank you.
A farce of a dynasty.
A farce.
Are you gonna make T-shirts and sell them? Are you gonna make T-shirts and sell them at A&T's homecoming? Hey, now that would be funny because I'd like to see you running down the street.
I get chased all the way out of Greensboro if I said that.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, you would.
What?
Well,
Aggie B be leading the way too.
But know what, Aggie P? Let's just say this. He is an Aggie dad, so let's not forget that he is technically using his funds to pay for his son's education. So therefore, he has some Aggie pride. Somewhere.
Went Dateline on me. Why she going to the records? Why she going to the paperwork?
Wait a minute. So that's an extra large t-shirt.
That is a low blow right there.
Extra large t-shirt. We got to get you some gear, Radar. Okay. Hey, you should have told me that.
Hey, she doing what she got to do, Radar. She doing what we got to do.
She done outed me.
She's pulling all the punches, Radar.
Well, hey,
appreciate the info, TP.
Oh, you're so welcome. And I think he's going to be graduating soon.
I'm boycotting the graduation. I'm boycotting.
We shutting it down.
Well, hey, we're up against a commercial break here, so we're gonna take our first break, and when we come back, we're gonna go into breaking down the National Hockey League, and our man Larry is with us, so he'll be joining us on the other side of the break. You're listening to At Home with the Crossover.
What's so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the Crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, The Joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover, and be sure to catch this live home edition of the Crossover each and every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. throughout the duration, of this pandemic. You can watch the Tunnel Crew each and every week live, and you can catch us on YouTube at our YouTube channel, Love and Faith Radio, and make sure once you go there to like, share, and subscribe to the show. Then you can catch us at our original day and time for the audio version of the show, which is Thursday nights at 7 p.m. And once you get there, you can check us out online at WLJFradio.com. You can also catch the show on our Love and Faith 100.7 WLJF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes store. So be sure to catch us each and every week. And don't forget, once you're on YouTube, to like, share, and subscribe to the show. All right. During the break, I kept doing I wish I had one of them mustaches you could curl up, but I don't. It's not that long.
The vaudeville mustaches.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, joining us right now, it's time to get our Carolina Hurricanes fixed because, the pandemic has thrown us off and it's really messed us up. So we got to get our fix. And it's the first time that we'll be welcoming him to the home edition. And we're talking about the longest standing season ticket holder of the Carolina Hurricanes.
All right.
For those of you who don't know, and he normally joins us on the audio show on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. to break down all the things, all the goings on in the NHL and with the Carolina Hurricanes and everything. And so he's joining us right now. We're talking about Larry. And Larry, it's great to have you on the show once again. He's got the most interesting man in the world behind him. Who knew he was a Hurricanes fan?
Absolutely.
How you doing, Larry?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
All right. Welcome to the show. We're glad to have you. And, we hadn't spoken to you since the beginning of all of the craziness, the pandemic and everything. And
right.
We have a lot of catching up to do. So let's go ahead and get started and jump right on in here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go back in, go back in time, and we're going to talk about how COVID has really affected the NHL, how it's affected, the Hurricanes, and it sent the whole league into a bubble just like the NBA did. And Hurricanes, throughout all that, were able to advance to the playoffs.
Right.
And then they ran into the nemesis, Boston. And it wasn't pretty. It was a 4-1 loss. Boston has knocked them out of the playoffs the last 2 years.
Right.
So let's go ahead and just rehash that. I know it's painful, but we'll look back at that. We won't spend a lot of time because we want to get caught up on what's going on now. But let's talk about that. How do you think this whole thing has affected, the league as a whole, the Hurricanes, all of that?
Okay. First of all, I think that the fact that the Hurricanes or the NHL went into bubbles, that really worked with teams playing in Toronto and Edmonton. And they were locked down in the hotels. They couldn't get out. They had to focus on the hockey.
Yeah,
and that's all they did.
That's all.
Away from the families, away from everything, and it worked.
It did.
And I think that was the beginning of when the NBA got it, and when other sports picked up on, this thing really works this way. We have to isolate these guys in order for it to work. Coming to the present, what's happening is more and more teams are having COVID.
Yeah.
The Hurricanes lost about 5 games. They were postponed, and they lost 5 players because of COVID.
Yeah.
And you look back, they started playing January 14th, and they played the 16th and the 18th, and the next game was not until January 28th.
Yeah.
And that was played with a lot of the younger players that no one had heard of, and we shut out the Tampa Bay Stanley Cup champions 1-0 in overtime. Yeah. It was an awesome game. Awesome. Yeah. So we're learning a lot, and we're learning that there are more alternatives than we realized with some of these players. So it can be, we can turn it into a good thing.
Yeah. I got a quick question about, coming out of it, they realigned the conferences and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you feel about it, but I know the Canadian teams are, they love it. I mean, the word is they love it because they're playing all Canada teams. So it's cut down on the travel. They feel like it's more back to it's our game, that sort of deal.
Yeah.
What do you think about the alignment?
Well, the alliance, the way they align the teams, it really is an advantage to some of the smaller teams and the teams with smaller audiences, like the Hurricanes. They've taken us out of the conference with, bitter rivals like New York Rangers and New York Islanders and Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. And they've moved us over to the Central Division, which is mainly the Western teams, Detroit, Chicago, Dallas. And then you got the Florida teams, Tampa Bay and Florida.
Yeah.
But you're looking at Tampa Bay, who won the Stanley Cup last year, and Dallas, who played Tampa in the finals of the Stanley Cup last year, both in our conference now.
Yeah.
So, it's good and bad, but it works out. I really like this alignment. I know it's not going to be permanent, but I really like it right now.
Okay, so that's a thumbs up from Larry. Hey, that's
yeah,
that's good. Hey, does anybody from the Tunnel Crew want to jump in and ask Larry anything before I move on to my next question for him?
I'm just curious, Larry. This is Aggie P.
Yeah,
good to see you, buddy.
Good to see
when
you.
You say you had to put the guys in the bubble, now, this is just my ignorance. How many guys is on the team?
There are. Oh, that's a good question. There are 30 players that are available. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so all 30 had to be accommodated in a bubble.
That's exactly right.
Hey, keep
And there are 31 teams.
Oh, I'm sorry, Larry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, that's okay.
Keep in mind
Okay.
that they run 3 lines. So
Uh-huh.
guys are jumping over the wall, and guys are jumping off out of the off the ice, out of the game, and so it's like it's constant, you know. So that's one of those sports, man, where they are constantly going. I mean, they run high speed the entire game. So you know, because you think, man, 30 guys on a team, that's a lot, you know. But it's because those guys are constantly changing lines, guys jumping over the wall, getting out there. You go as hard as you can while you're out there, and then you get out, you know.
Right. You know me, I'm just thinking about the dollars and keeping those guys in the bubble and feeding them and housing. And that's, wow, that's a lot.
This will give you an idea. The NHL has taken out a loan for $3 billion because of COVID.
Because of COVID.
Yes.
Man.
So that's the economics of it, unfortunately.
Right. Okay. Thank you for clearing that up, Larry.
Yes, sir.
Let's go on and get into what's going on with them right now, because last night, you know, they last night they dropped 2 goals early. I mean,
very early. Yes,
very early. They were down 2-0, and after one, they were down 3-2, and then over the next 2 periods, it was a blowout. I mean, they 5 unanswered goals. I think 3 in the second, 2 in the third.
Right.
And
they had 6 unanswered goals.
6 unanswered goals.
Yeah, it was 3-1 going into the second period, and we were lucky it was not 5-1.
Wow.
Yeah, we were just blown away. And you know, we thought we heard thunder between the first and second period. That was Rod Brindamore yelling at his team. That's what we heard. It wasn't thunder.
Wow.
It worked because they went on to win that game 7-3. I mean,
exactly
it looked like an easy win, but after the first period, it looked like it was going to be a dogfight.
So we are getting our act together. This really is a legitimate team.
Yeah, their record is 10-3 right now.
That's correct.
That's a good record. Yeah.
You're not kidding. It is. It is. And we have beaten Dallas, the team who played in the Stanley Cup Finals last year. We have beaten them 4 games. We play only 8 games with Dallas.
Okay.
We've beaten them half of the games that we are going to play with them.
Go ahead and sweep them.
Okay.
Here.
Go ahead and sweep.
We can.
Well, and right now that puts them in at least the top 6 or 7 teams in the league, right? In terms
we are third in our conference.
Okay.
The top 4 teams in each conference gets to the playoff.
Okay.
We are in the 3rd position in the conference right now, but that's going to change because we have played fewer games because of COVID. So we've got a lot of makeup games coming up.
Yeah.
That was actually one of my questions I was going to ask you, which is, like, what are some things that they have changed due to, for protocol?
Okay. No one's allowed in any of the arenas. Now, in Dallas, they allowed 4,000 fans in there. They have done things like they have taken away the glass behind the benches where the players are, so that there's more air circulating, that sort of thing. They've also changed the protocol in the locker rooms. I don't know what they've done exactly there, but they have isolated the players. Washington was fined $100,000 because Alex Ovechkin allowed a couple of other players to come into his hotel room, and they all got COVID. So,
wow.
Yeah. So when you go to your hotel room, you stay there by yourself. That's it.
And that's the bubble. Yeah, that's the bubble.
That's the bubble. That's what creates.
One of those reasons why I did ask is because, when you think about hospitals and you think about things like that, they like to keep it cool. So you start to think, okay, when I'm going to hockey, it's already cold. you're not really thinking that, those diseases and stuff are really circulating, because you're thinking that, things are going to be killed because it is so cold. But then to hear you say that the player went back to the hotel and gave it to everybody else, I could definitely understand why he was fined.
Yeah. So, that's what's going on, and they've done a really good job, I think, with the COVID and trying to control it. But they're still having to rearrange games, and there are still players out with COVID, and they come back and that sort of thing. So, it is what it is. It's our new normal, I'm afraid. Right now.
Right.
It's truth, though.
We hope we're moving past it, here in a few months. At least that's what we hope. So the three big guns, Teravainen, Aho, and Svechnikov, they you were explaining to me off the air that Teravainen, he just came back from COVID.
Yes.
And Aho and Svechnikov, they haven't really been the last several games as big of an offensive factor as they usually are. So, I mean, who's been picking up the slack there? How are they able to overcome that and still be 10-3?
This is the great story, and even the NHL Network is now picking up on this and giving praise and recognizing the Carolina Hurricanes. It used to be that we had one strong line. It was Teuvo Teravainen. His nickname is Turbo. And Aho, Sebastian Aho, and Andrei Svechnikov. That's the jersey that I'm wearing and that the man behind me is wearing. Okay, but now Turbo and Aho are on the first line with a player named Brock McGinn. He is tied for leads in goals for our team with 7. Okay. And the other player with 7 goals is Nino Niederreiter. Now there's a name for you.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Hockey,
all right. And so we now have 4 strong lines instead of 1 line. And all of the lines are scoring, and it's fun.
All right. Hey, hockey has the names for you, man. That's why we always have a hockey name of the week or of the month, and we actually got a special treat for everybody on this show since Larry has not been able to be with us forever. He's gonna do hockey names of the draft, because they just had a draft before this season, and he went through and looked up some of the better names from the draft, and I told him to give us 3, maybe 5, depends on how long we've got until our commercial break. But Larry, we're going to turn you loose. Give us a couple of hockey names of the draft here.
That's great. The first one was the number 1 draft pick, Alexis Lafreniere.
Okay.
Isn't that great? I can't even say it.
I was going to say, Larry got tripped up on the name.
I got tripped up. The number 20 pick went to the New Jersey Devils. His name is Shakir Mohammadulin. Okay. Number 31 went to San Jose Sharks, Ozzy Weisblatt. Isn't that great? That's a German name. But the one I want to make sure I get in here, it's a Christian name.
Okay.
His name is Luke Evangelista.
Okay.
So Luke the Evangelist is in here playing for the Nashville Predators. Is that not great?
All right.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that.
And does anybody on the Tunnel Crew disagree that hockey has some of the best names in all the sports? I mean, I can't think of any other sport that has. I mean, they're just. Of course, it's because they got guys coming from all over the world.
That's right.
Right.
It's some of the
and that's what makes this interesting. This group of players comes together as a team.
Yeah.
And some of them cannot speak Russian, cannot speak English.
Yeah.
They only speak Russian.
Yeah.
Svechnikov the other night went to a press conference, and the paper guy asked him a question in Russian.
Uh-huh.
No one else could understand it, and he answered in Russian.
Wow.
That's cool right there. Hey, everybody sitting there like, what did he say? I don't know.
Right.
Well, hey, Larry, it's been great. We thank you for joining us, and we look forward to doing it again each and every month throughout the hockey season.
Thanks for having me. It's been great, and it's good to see you guys.
Yeah,
I
good
can
to
put a face with a
See
name.
you too, Larry.
Good to see you too.
Okay, thank you.
All
All
right,
right.
Larry, take
Okay.
it easy now. That was our man, Larry, joining us here on the at-home edition of the crossover. And we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we have none other than Rooftop is going to be in the house. So we'll join Rooftop on the other side of the break. You're listening to At Home with the crossover.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's
man?
Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
All right, welcome back to this At Home with the crossover. And you can be sure to catch this live edition of the crossover each and every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. while the pandemic is going on. And you can watch all the members of the Tunnel Crew, including Rooftop, each and every week. And you can do that by jumping on YouTube. Once you get there, go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel, and you can see us each and every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. live. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe once you get there. And then you can catch the original audio version of the show on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. And you can find that version online at WLJFradio.com. You can also catch the show on our app, Love and Faith 100.7 WLJF app. And it's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes store. So please check us out each and every week. Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on YouTube for the at-home edition. Thursday nights at 7 p.m. on online and on the radio at 100.7 FM for the audio version of the show. All right. Joining us now is, I mean, he needs no introduction. Everybody knows who he is, you know. He's one of the original members of the Tunnel Crew. He's been coaching high school basketball for the last several months, and so he was tied up and couldn't join us. But now he's here, and we talk about none other than Rooftop. Rooftop, what's going on? Welcome back.
The roof is in the house.
What, bro?
Yeah, what's up, team? How's my team? Man, I miss you guys so much. You just don't know.
Yeah. Hey, we're glad to have you. Hey, your lighting looks good, man. I need to get you to help me out with the lighting.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know how that
Hey, you got one of them rings? You got one of those ring things?
Oh, no. Don't have one yet.
Oh, okay. But hey, it looks good. I'll tell you that.
Yes.
All right, so well, let's get on into it because this is actually our question of the day segment, and the question of the day is what's happening with the rooftop. That's the question of the day, and so we're gonna jump in, and throughout this segment, we're just gonna talk to you. Want to pick your brain about high school sports, high school basketball in particular, and how it was impacted by COVID. You know, your season, how it impacted your season. For those who don't know, Rooftop is the head coach, the Eastern Randolph High School Wildcats, and
Yes.
in Ramseur, North Carolina. He told me Ramseur, Ramseur, North Carolina. He's the head coach of that school, and man, he had to go through some interesting stuff. He told me a little bit, and I'm gonna just turn it over to Roof and let him kind of break down some of the stuff that he was sharing with me earlier. Rooftop, the floor is yours, my man.
Okay, Big T, I appreciate that. And again, I'm so happy to see my team, and I look forward in getting back with you guys maybe next week.
All right.
Since my schedule I'm hoping it'll loosen up a little bit this week. But unfortunately, I'll be playing my last home game tomorrow against Trinity High School. And my kids been playing hard.
Yeah.
But to give you a little vision on what the season have been like, it's been a roller coaster ride. The program has been broken. When I got there, they have went through several coaches. None of them seem to be able to stay because kids not interested. Just a whole lot of drama that have been going on. So when I got there, I had a really good team. A lot of talent and players that that could play. So we started off the season, and as we went along, I had several kids that was that didn't want to comply to the rules of the team. They was really good athletes. A couple of them going to major college in football. So in dealing with that, I had to first clean house. I had to get rid of them. And in getting rid of them, in the process, I lost like 3 or 4 players to COVID. Kind of knocked me down to like 5 varsity players, which wasn't the most talented players. I had to reach down and get 4 freshmen from JV, from JV. And after I cleaned house, I had to do a lot of praying with this young team, because I didn't know what God was doing. He just told me to do what I was doing, and in the midst of it, I took this team, was not talented at all, worked with them. We went down and swept Aggie P school, JM, George.
Hey,
look.
Yeah. Hey, that ain't hard to do. Me, you, and Big T can go down to JM and sweep them.
No, I was just joking. But the team, they blend together. I got a good group of kids that play together, want to play ball, and no drama on the team. We don't look like much, but we went up last week and beat the top team in the conference on their own home court. Been putting up somewhere around 75, 80 points a game. We've been shooting the eyes out of it, but they still young. Right now, I have a real good team, only 1 senior. I'm losing 1 senior. Everything else is freshmen few sophomores, and about 3 juniors. So I'm really looking forward to rebuilding that program, and with the prayers of TP, I'm hoping I can get that done. You know, I need that motherly, advice in there. That's what I'm missing. I wish I had TP in there. I have everybody straight.
Hey, have TP on your coaching staff.
Yeah, I have TP on my coaching staff. But Big T, yeah, I tell you, it have been a challenge.
Yeah,
it's really been a challenge. I had to break down some boundaries with parents who thought that their kids was supposed to be playing so many minutes. Their kid didn't like what I was doing with their kids, so I had to get all of them off the team just to clean up everything. I told the mothers to come and get their sons.
Yeah.
And after I cleaned house, God just showed me this needed to be done.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to prune a tree in order for it to grow. So that's what I done.
Hey,
Coach Carter.
Yeah, but I was getting ready to say that. I was getting ready to say, you ever see that movie?
Coach Carter.
You got 2 jobs: cleaning up the team first, and then starting as a coach. So
yes, especially when you have school staff that sometimes you can lose control with the COVID going on. Everything is just out of balance, at the school. I mean, football season just now starting, and the first day of football was last Monday. The whole football team had to be quarantined because of 2 or 3 players came down with COVID. So you don't never know from week to week whether you're going to have a team or not. I have played with 4 players, Big T. Played the game.
Come on, man.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
So I know you didn't go man to man. What you do, a 1-3?
No, I ran a box and told them to guard anybody in the area.
Wow.
Now, what you were telling me,
the best part of it is I don't have to make up in the games.
Yeah.
And I played with whatever I had. Right now we're 7-6. So I'm very pleased with what's taking place and the kids that's coming back. Getting ready for my spring practice, and I'm looking forward to these kids doing some great things there.
Yeah.
Good.
Hey, everybody, be sure to catch this live at home edition of the Crossover every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. You can catch us on our Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. And once you're there, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to it. And then you can catch the original version of the show every Thursday night at 7 p.m., the audio edition. And you can catch that online at WLJFradio.com. You can also catch the show on our app, the Love and Faith 100.7 WLJF app. And it is available both on Google Play and in the iTunes store. Ruth, you were saying on that game where you said you had 4 guys.
Yes.
So you said originally, I think from what you were telling me today, you had 5 to start, but 1 fouled out.
Yes. Had 1 to foul out, was playing against High Point Andrews. And
you beat them. Please tell me you beat them.
They wound up winning by only 1 point, but I was pleased with my kids. And they called my kids the Iron 5. I've been playing 5 players the last 3 or 4 ball games, and they've been winning and competing really hard. And so it's not the numbers.
Yeah.
You can't get caught up in looking at the numbers. These kids play hard.
That's amazing.
And I know, hey, Rooftop, on the bus trip back, I know them boys was knocked out, man. They had to play the whole game. I know you didn't hear anything from them kids.
Hey, Aggie P, these kids beat me in the gym. These kids was ready to go the very next day. They keep me going. Wow. I mean, full of energy. and they realized that, you know, we're playing with 5 and 6 ball players, and 3 of them are freshmen. I got 3 freshmen that's coming along really well. One of them is in the high school. He's a freshman, but they thinking that he may be in the top 10 in the state in golf. And never played on the basketball team before. And this kid can shoot the eyes out of it. I got his confidence up. I just told him to shoot it. If you can see it, shoot it. Knock it down.
So Roof, real quick, what do you think the impact of COVID is going to be across, you know, all of high school sports? I mean, we see how it's affected you in basketball. How is it going to? Is it going to be one of those things where we're not going to see the total end result until a few years from now, as far as the repercussions?
Yes. I think, you know, my fear right now is football. I know how it affected basketball, you know, not knowing from week to week, but just thinking of a football, a football schedule, and all it takes is one COVID case, and that knocks the whole football team out for 2 weeks, 2 solid weeks. That's a long time for a football team not to be able to practice. So, you know, if you get knocked out twice in football, your season practically over.
You're
you know, you know, I mean, like right now with the games, the officials are really hard with the mask, kids trying to wear a mask and playing. I don't know how they do it. Me personally, I'll probably be laid out somewhere. But they have to keep the mask up. If the mask come down, it's 2 shot. It's a 2-shot foul.
Man.
They'll kick the kid out. Yeah, they'll kick him out if they have to warn him twice. They'll sit him down first, and then they come back. They'll kick him out the second warning. After every timeout, they sterilize the balls, get everything off. You have to stand up on the bleachers. They clean the bleachers. Kids only allowed 2 tickets for their parents, and that's just the home game. And at halftime, they have to stand up, get the bleachers clean wherever they tell them to sit. It's just you know, you get used to it, but it's out of the norm. You know, you sit here going, okay, we got to keep our hands clean. You know, you can't huddle up. You can't huddle with the kids, so the seats are spread it out. So you got to stand way back to try to coach them and show them what's on your board. It's very confusing and very difficult, you know, right now with this COVID, man.
Well, Roof, I appreciate you giving us the update and everything. We're up against a hard break, but hey, we thank you and we look forward to having you back with us, hopefully next week. All right.
Hey, I'm gonna try to tap in next week.
All right, everybody. We'll be right back with this At Home with the Crossover, and we'll catch you on the other side.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometowninservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. 1 church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our love and faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
It's time now for the crossover wrap-up report. Let's send it back to the Tunnel Crew.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover, and man, we thank our man Roof. It was good to see him. Good to hear him.
Yeah, the man, the myth, the legend.
The man, hey, and he had a rough time. It sounds like, but hey, the Lord saw him through, right?
He could have beat them nasty little Raiders for the Bison. Just do it for the Bison.
You know it's rough when he talking about hiring TP.
See, I was trying.
You hear that? Shake that, T. Shut the program down. Just shut it down.
All I'm gonna say is, at least I'm qualified.
I quit.
At least I'm qualified.
Here we go.
Hey,
I was actually trying to be able, when he mentioned that, radar, is what you didn't know was Rooftop and I had talked a few times, so I knew some of the things that he was actually going through, and I just really prayed him through it. So I knew some of these things was really going on.
Yeah.
And if you recall, I think it was when Cartwright came, and I was talking about when Cartwright was in my class. That was one of the things we talked about. When you have to deal with parents, you have to basically break a team down, and you have to rebuild. And I told him it's the same thing that really happens in the Army and in the service. There's a lot of people that you got to break down, as far as people saying, well, it was this way, or it is, this is the way it's going to be. And when you're a new coach and you coming in, it's your way, and you have to really set that standard. And so that's what I was actually going to say, is that, I really did pray him through it. And we did talk a few times about it, because, when you're the coach, all eyes are on you, and one slip can really cost you your job.
Yeah.
And I really hate to hear that about football. I admit, I did think about Aggie P and his son playing football. It just really makes me really want to pray for these guys so much.
Well, hey, TP, I'm already praying. He don't know it, but I'm praying they cancel the season. I just don't see how they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Especially after hearing him say the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they can't wear a face mask under the helmet, because you got to insert the mouthpiece. It's no way.
Yeah.
It's just no way. So,
yeah.
But they are practicing. Those kids are ready and they following protocol. But my prayer is they cancel it until August.
Yes.
Well, hey, I got a couple of quick mentions right quick before we jump into our picks. JJ Watt, he announced on social media that he wanted to be released, and the Texans granted him that. The teams that are most interested are the Browns, the Packers, and of course the Steelers, because both of his brothers play there. So he wants to reunite with his brothers. That might be interesting. And then
that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it? The three brothers. And then in the NBA, Anthony Davis, he injured his calf, and at first they thought it was an Achilles rupture, but after MRI, they ruled that out and said it was a calf. He's expected to be out until after the All-Star break. Duke is 8-8, but they got bigger issues because their number one freshman that they brought in for this season, a guy by the name of Jalen Johnson, forward for them, he opted out the rest of the season, said he's going to go get ready for the draft. ESPN has him projected going number 6 in the draft. So he said, I'm going to go ahead and opt out the rest of the season, and the national narrative is, man, with 3 weeks left to go in the season, you're not opting out, you quitting. That's what they've been taking shots at him, saying that's
what you're basically doing.
Yeah. And then, of course, hey, we got the Australian Open, where Naomi Osaka yesterday, she improved to 10-0 in the quarterfinals. She's the only person to be 10-0 in the quarterfinals going back to 1968. And she's going to be facing who in the semis. Talking about Serena. It's going to be a rematch from that U.S. Open back in 2018 when Serena went off on the chair ump. So it'll be interesting. And if you're able to stay up till 3 a.m. tonight, that's going to be tonight. So otherwise, you'll find out who won tomorrow. All right, let's get on into. Oh, and one other thing, just last thing from the big game. We talked about Britt Reed last week. Who got in a wreck, was drinking, got in a wreck, injured the children. The 5-year-old girl, Ariel Young, who was injured in that wreck and was in a coma, she came out of the coma. Praise God. She's out of the coma. And Brett Reed, unfortunately, was released by the Kansas City Chiefs. So we got some good news there and some bad news, but hey, maybe he needs to be released so he can focus on getting himself together. All right, let's get to the picks because we don't have much time. We're up against the clock here. Last week, myself, Radar, and Stats went 2-1. Aggie P, Birdman, and Orange Man went 1-2. And TP, I'm sorry, Queen, you went 0-3. Look at Radar. Talking about yes. And the overall standings are me. I'm 12-12. So 500 is on top, y'all. Aggie P and Radar are tied at second at 10-14. Birdman, Stats, and TP are next. They're all tied at 9-15. So there's only two games in between us. It's a lot.
We always got to chase Big T.
Always.
Hey, I'm getting lucky, man. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this week's picks because we got less than 2 minutes, right?
Sure.
All right, so we got the Jazz at the Clippers. They're playing 2 games, and we basically said you had to choose Jazz sweep, Clippers sweep, or a 1-1 split. We've got number 3 Michigan and number 4 Ohio State in men's basketball. In women's basketball, we got number 10 Arizona at number 5 Stanford. And in the NHL, we got the Blackhawks at the Hurricanes, and they play twice, and you have to choose Hurricanes sweep, Blackhawks sweep, or 1-1 split. And then we threw in Nets Lakers just in case the game was canceled. We're not going to tell what everybody picked on that one, but we did choose that one. So we'll find out next week whether we need to use that one or not. Okay, real quick. If y'all don't mind, I'm going to just read them off since we're down to a minute. And y'all tell me if it's right. Radar, I've got Clippers sweep, Michigan winning, Stanford winning, Carolina Hurricanes sweep, and Lakers winning.
Absolutely.
All right, for Birdman, got NBA split, Ohio State winning, Arizona winning, Carolina sweeping, the Blackhawks, and the Lakers winning.
Sir.
Okay, Stats said he wants Michigan, a split in the NBA, Stanford, a split in the NHL, and the Lakers. TP, I've got Jazz sweep, Michigan winning, Stanford winning, Blackhawks sweep, and the Nets winning.
But the last one is the Lakers.
But the last one is the Lakers. Change it, and we might not need to use that one, but we'll see. Okay. And then Aggie P, I've got NBA split, Ohio State winning, Stanford winning, NHL split, and the Nets winning.
Yeah.
All right.
That's right.
Let's go. All right, let's go ahead and get our shout outs and get out of here. Hey, well, we really don't have time for shout outs. I'm going to do a shout out for everybody. Michaela Schifrin, she got a record 6 skiing world championship. That's the most. She broke Lindsey Vonn and Ted Liggety's record. So that's the most by a U.S. skier in the history of skiing. So there you go. For the Queen.
Blessings.
For Aggie P.
No weapon.
For Birdman.
I'll see you.
For Radar.
Never is the way.
I'm your man, Big T, signing off and saying no matter where you are, look up and know that your creator's there. Until next time, see ya, and we might want to be.
You today. So be sure to join us next week on The Crossover. And remember, the Tunnel Crew don't play unless we have something to say.